I'm Christopher Titus, and this is the Armageddon Update. How you guys doing? Everything okay? Now, due to COVID and the toilet paper panic buying, I'm sure you all have your ass touching porcelain right now, pants around your ankles, contemplating mortality. Or you're freaking out that the relationship you've been locked inside with for 10 weeks won't give you 5 damn minutes for yourself to read Twitter while you evacuate your colon. I'm in here! Did your relationship get worse or better during this pandemic? Did you realize that you're with your best friend or plan where to bury their body? Did you realize you're with an apocalypse prepping psycho and have been forced to get ready to kill or be killed? Or a moron who had the chance to buy bleach wipes and instead purchased a neck pillow for plane travel? Where the hell are we going? For me, I realized I was locked down and quarantined with my best friend, my buddy, my compadre, a person who at the very least can tolerate me for long periods of time. The one person who knows that maybe I like eating Captain Crunch out of a coffee mug and doesn't care as long as I toss them a COVID virus-looking crunch berry once in a while. And then we giggle as we devour the virus and its sweet crackling goodness. Yes, we've been locked down that long. She is my great love, a person who in the face of losing all my work, made sure I didn't become a raging alcoholic, and instead calmed me by making us watch cartoon movies on Disney+. Yeah, you want to feel better about everything, people? Go watch WALL-E. Yeah, my God, that movie is Pixar Prozac, and may have stopped a rash of domestic violence outbreaks. And to those who realize they made the right choice in their relationship, congrats. This pandemic was a relationship test unmatched, an emotional cage match in the octagon of love, and we came out victorious! But to those who realize that the way she flips her hair in her stupid sweatpants she hasn't changed for 2 months makes you want to stab yourself in the eye with a Makita 3/4-inch drill, and those who realize that the hair on his toes is pretty much a deal breaker now, and that you'd rather be alone for the rest of your life than spend another minute with this monkey-footed biped. That if you get asked for what's for dinner one more time, you will eat his liver with a side of fava beans because that's all you have left in the pantry. Sorry. Disasters often clear up your thinking. So if you realize that you made a relationship mistake, then end it. Then you got to go out and hit the nightclub, stay 6 feet away with your mask on while you date, have a 21-day quarantine, then you can finally get naked together and start the nightmare all over again. See you in November. Now today, I am sure I married my best friend, my ride or die, someone that will kill for me. And together we will bury the body. And then for the rest of our relationship, crack little jokes about it. Hey, babe, you see my keys? Hey, did you check the shallow grave that we dug? And we will giggle as we drink our Captain Crunch. Thank you, COVID-19, for teaching me about death, destruction, financial ruin, and the possibility of drowning in my own snot. But COVID-19, you also taught me about true love. I'm Christopher Titus, and this is the Armageddon Update. What do you... that wasn't about you. Okay. Hey everybody, Christopher Titus Podcast. I hope your relationship is going well. If it's not going well, I hope it didn't go as bad as some I saw on the news today. And that's why I wrote the Armageddon Update like that. With me, as always, the lovely Bombshell Ray.
What's up, people?
And the Highlander.
There could be only one.
Yes. So, and we have Groucho.
Groucho is here.
Groucho's in the house.
I would like to say that Wally... So Groucho watches TV. He
weird.
watches.
Dude, we have no.
He'll watch a whole movie if it interests him.
And changes, turns it up.
No.
With his paw. He watches cartoons and Donald Trump. I will post a picture
That's exactly what I said when she said that.
Donald Trump. It's awesome. But WALL-E was his first favorite movie. He watched the whole movie.
Wow.
We've never seen
That's
this
so cute.
before. And then you put on Frankenweenie another night.
And it freaked him out.
He watched the whole movie, but
what
he
is that?
shook the whole time. He backed his butt into my neck. I was in bed, and he shook, but he watched it this
What's
intently.
Frankenweenie?
So here, it was a
dead
Tim Burton
dog?
movie. I think it was a Tim Burton movie.
Oh,
and it was
there's your
basically
answer.
a
Okay.
Halloween animated kind of stop action animation thing. But the dog gets killed, and then the kid brings it back like Frankenstein. So there's
So he really understands that.
well, the dog was making all these whining noises and stuff, and he starts freaking out by it, and to the point where he was at the edge. So this is what this dog will do. He'll sit at the end of the bed with his feet on the edge of the bed, just looking at the TV. And he does this. We have pictures of him from behind where he's just like WALL-E. He watched like that.
He loved WALL-E.
Frankenweenie, though, at one point, the dog was hurt and going, me, making dog noises, and he ran back to Ray and snuggled in there and just kept watching the movie.
Shaking.
Oh my God.
So basically, it was his version of The Shining, I guess. We basically we just gave like him nightmares.
He also, there's a farmer's dog commercial, like a dog food. He can, even if they don't cry or make dog noises, he sees the dog on the television and will wake up out of a dead sleep to watch the commercial.
Or start barking.
Or bark at the dog in the commercial.
So he'll go to the edge of the bed with a dog on TV, start barking at the dog on TV, and then Chaplin will, from a dead sleep, will just go, barf.
Now this is
our other dog, the older dog, is just like, yeah, I'm with you. Bark. People.
Is this only since COVID, or has this been all the time?
We never
everybody's like streaming everything.
Till Wally. Wally was the first night we noticed that she was going, he's watching TV, and because Wally's making all these weird beeping noises. So the dog get incredibly interested, and which is fine. I could understand him hearing it, but he would stand and watch the television.
He watches it, and he looks around. We have a big TV in our bedroom, and he does this. I mean, he watches the whole movie.
Smart like a dolphin, this dog.
We need to film it and then put some captions underneath, what he's thinking and saying.
Oh, and if they make noises, he does his head back and forth.
Yeah, he's a furry dolphin.
And I have a picture of him sitting in the recliner in the living room watching Donald Trump at one of those COVID briefings, and Chaplin is sitting next to him, and he's like this, staring at him and turning his head, and Chaplin's looking at him.
And his little paw goes up, and he's like...
The funny picture is that Chaplin's looking at him like, can you believe this idiot? Like, the older dog is like, God, this guy's a moron. It was weird. It was weird to watch him do that. I didn't notice it now. What did we watch something last night? He did it again last night. He just bolted to the edge of the bed and watched
Back
for
to
like
the
10 minutes.
Future.
Because
of Einstein.
Right.
That's
because
he finds all movies infinitely more interesting if they have dogs.
Dogs,
in them.
or animated.
Animated is also interesting.
Don't we all?
So I realized this is one of the big things about lockdown I was afraid of, is that is Ray going to be able to tolerate me or her for this long? And it ended up making us really much closer, which is I know, and that's upsetting to you.
Yeah, no, it's not. No, it's not. I see it as there's hope.
Yeah, there's.
So I don't mean like hope for you.
And then, so as I'm writing the Armageddon update this morning, I'm sitting in bed writing it. It was the weirdest thing. I said, what should I write? She goes, don't write about on politics this time, because we've done the hell out of that.
Yeah.
We all get it.
Right.
And so, and I said, all right, you gave me an idea about something, and I said, I got the idea now. And then I'm writing about domestic violence, writing a joke, and it comes on some dude who got married to this woman who the parents didn't like, killed her, buried her body and put it in a crawl space in their house.
Holy shit.
And admitted to it during COVID.
Holy shit.
You know, man, just put a mask on and go get a bottle of wine. Bro, what are you doing?
Wow.
So this has been a really pure test of our relationship.
Yes.
Yeah, and you did well. And like any test, like going to the moon, it was scary. Possibly could have killed one of us or all of us.
Well, the fact that
you just put vodka in your sparkling water cans. If you're not an alcoholic yet, you put vodka in your sparkling water, and then you drink it, and then
all better.
And then I'm hilarious.
Well, you guys have been married going up close to 10 years now, right?
It's been a long time. We actually have been together. My sister is visiting.
7 years in August. 8 years in August.
But we've been together since the end of July 2006.
Okay. So
14
basically married 14 years.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's a long.
Right.
Wow.
Do you know what we figured out? Check this out. Because this is a great example of how there are no absolutes, how people like your family will say that'll never work, which a lot of people said about us. His psychic aunt was one of them. And then there was another psychic in Sherman Oaks who really liked him. And she... older women really enjoy his musk.
His aura.
Yeah.
His
pheromones.
I smell like a sampler pillow, that's why.
He told her that he met me, and she cut him off. Not going to work out. She's not right for you.
Oh, right.
So we had our first date July 23rd or 20-something.
Yeah, well, the first weekend you came out was the middle of July, yes.
Third week of July.
2006. Yep.
So Groucho's behind the wall. And then I moved out to LA on December 2nd. I quit my job, relocated, packed everything up, closed down my place, and we drove across country. So if you think about that, we were dating for 4 months before I moved to California.
But we were on the phone so we were on the phone for a month, so 5 months total.
5
before you
months
moved
total,
out.
but also you have to think how much earlier did we decide I was going to move out here and agree on that in order to enact the plan? It had to be
So my question
2 or
is
3
this.
months.
So my question is this.
Do tell.
So a lot of people would say that sounds crazy.
Yes.
You don't know somebody. But because I wasn't 20 anymore. I did
were
know
not.
people a
I
little
was,
better.
however.
I did. You were in your 20s. Yeah.
Get past that thought.
Yeah,
Keep
no,
going.
it's hard for me to get
I
past
know.
it because I'm like, boom.
Late 20s though, right? Late 20s. That's getting over that.
So I knew people well enough and knew who you were being as a human being after what I'd been through with my ex that I knew I was not making a huge mistake. You obviously were making a monster mistake, but me, I was making a good move. You weren't.
I have daddy issues, and so I was really fulfilling a space in my life that needed to be filled.
I depended on that actually.
I know a lot of men do.
I depended on your dad.
Especially in California, a lot of men do.
What was your dad like? Never met him. Let's go out.
Check.
Yeah, checkity check. Well,
That's you met my one criteria.
the list.
this one's needy.
Actually, I would like to say that we got an email saying that you were yummy. That you have a yummy voice. I don't know if they've watched or just listened, but either way, you're
talking about me?
checking some boxes.
That's
I'm looking at you.
Oh.
Yeah.
Hey now. Right.
And his name was Brian, and he said that you were yummy. That's all I'm saying.
Well, Brian, at this point,
There can be only one, but I ain't it.
There can be only one.
His people don't write in often and say he's yummy. He has a relationship with people that watch him. That
It's 100%. You're way out of your league, Titus.
No,
with you.
but like with you in general, like it's just like everyone is your asshole buddy. They're like nice hair, even the women, nice hair
Yeah, exactly.
during coronavirus.
Yeah, this
Titus.
looks like I have a croissant on my head. It looks like a crescent roll. It does. See, the Pillsbury crescent. It's filled with jelly in the inside. It's just the weirdest hair. I have to get a haircut.
I like.
So you are
Bavarian
yummy.
Cream.
My fans do have a tendency to rip on me, but then again, I think I've created that.
Yes,
Because
absolutely.
even when we're being nice in line and they're coming to see us, I'll give them shit instantly and they'll give me shit right back. I think it's okay.
You also rip on yourself in your
lot,
show,
yeah.
on stage, and so everyone's like, "Hey, we can all
Yeah, it's like an
destroy
invitation.
his psyche."
As long as it's good
Hey,
natured.
Ken Titus is gone.
So, yeah. Thank you, guys. I've said that to some people. Go, thanks. My dad's dead. I really needed that today.
So everyone's like takes it over, like we're crowd Titus now.
Exactly. Yeah,
So interestingly, let me just throw this in there. The Marshall Project looked at this because obviously this is an impossible time for people that suffer from domestic violence. You can't leave, can't get away, can't go see your friend, can't anything. And also,
no pressure release.
if
no
he's
pressure.
home, because it's always a he.
Right.
Except in your
I didn't
case.
see any news. Well, I found the rare violent women. I found the rare.
No,
the
women
punch me
are
in the face.
violent. I'm just saying, you typically domestic violence. You hear,
Right.
There are
But
outliers.
when women do go, shotgun, cut off a penis. It's not. They didn't. No one just got slapped around. It's when you guys go.
Oh, yeah.
It's over. Yeah.
we
Women's
wait.
domestic. Yeah.
It's a tornado.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
actually just classified
Poisoning.
as
What was in that soup?
maiming, murder.
Yeah.
We don't slowly abuse. Well, some women do. Women are really good at psychological abuse. Really good.
No, you're not. You guys are always great.
I don't think I'm. I just know I've had to rebuild you over the. No,
Oh,
I'm
true.
not gonna steal hundreds of thousands of. You were like a skittish cat. I would like move my hand and you would.
I was. It was the-
I have to say no.
Yeah.
No one. People aren't like that. It's
Yeah.
not normal. And he's
In
like,
my
really.
experience, they're all like that.
I know your mom was
Except for
too.
you.
And then that secret assassin blow dart. It's like,
Yeah.
everything's okay.
Exactly. Was it?
It was Project Adventure. It was not
I know.
okay.
Project
That is the name of the
Adventure.
file. That's the stamp on it.
Oh my gosh.
It's a really good idea for a funny movie about female spies that get activated called Project Adventure.
They just emotionally
And that's
destroy you.
That's the opening. Well, the opening, and they're emotionally really manipulative. But the opening is just a bunch of kids playing, and you look over it, you think it's a playground. It turns out there's two like hardcore badasses in the corner, like going, "All right, which one seemed to be the best to be able to handle it? Who could kill a man and not?" And they're like, "Oh, Susie," and they point to like a 4-year-old running towards a thing and just pushing down a kid.
Yeah.
Definitely, like, okay, and
There
that's
she is.
you, and you end up being a superhero. /spy / James
Am I hanging from the rappel tower
Janine
by
Bond.
my perm? Is that the end? I should clarify, women are abusers, but most often when it comes to domestic violence, as far as prolonged physical violence, it's men. Because I know I'm going to get messages about that. And I'm really trying to live my best life right now during the summer of George. And I don't want to hear it.
Women ruin our hearts and minds, and some men are destroyed for the rest of their lives, whereas men just bury the body in the cellar.
Oh, yeah. Well, men and women, if they're not nice people, are great at destroying people's self-worth.
Yep.
You know, I dated a guy like that. You dated everyone you dated ever and were
Except for
born
you,
from
yeah.
did that. It's like, yeah, some people are very good at that if they're not okay with themselves.
Yeah, I never ran in. I wasn't a good. I never drew people that built me up. I never drew people that were like, "You're awesome and gonna be great."
Yeah.
Like, is that what you did? You got a TV show, loser. Like I had my ex told me at one point, "Wow, you couldn't even keep a TV show on the air." Like that was
That's
an easy
just-
thing.
oh,
like it goes
right.
so beyond getting a TV show, writing on the TV show, but it's one of those evil things. And she said that in the fight.
It
one
was
time.
very, it's very
Like
Donald
keeping
Trump.
it is a thing.
It's
Yeah.
Donald Trump making fun of someone for being fat.
Yeah.
Right?
And then Pelosi drops a bomb on him. Then Pelosi
She
just
dropped a bomb.
she did. She dropped a bomb on him. Pelosi called him
Morbidly
morbidly obese.
obese.
She said, "I don't know why he's taking high." She couched it in such a cool. She didn't just come out like he doesn't be mean. Hey, buddy, you're not supposed to be on the table.
This is what we do when Dad's gone. I like the podcast.
She actually came out and said, "I don't know why he's taking hydrochloroquine for people his age. He's
Yeah.
elderly." She was like, "He's elderly. He's he shouldn't be taking it. The tests show that and that you shouldn't be taking it if you're morbidly obese, and he is." And it was so awesome. It was awesome. Like, and then she had more shade. She said he's like a little kid that walks around with dog crap on his shoes all the time.
Yeah. And toilet paper and stares into the sun.
Yeah.
And he's just,
I don't know how you guys
All
managed
the
to
way
do
around.
this, but you're right back on politics.
oh, no, I know.
He
Zip.
literally, I'm just saying Nancy Pelosi was good in calling. I just thought
Cannot
Nancy,
help yourself.
I think they've stopped now giving a flying rat's ass and are just on cork. I just think
That's the opposite
over.
of female abuse. She's right. And
Yeah, she has evidence
that's not
to back
right.
up her point of view.
So abusers, when they're home during this lockdown, also are under more stress. They've lost their jobs. So we have really been hearing that the numbers are rising, but I went and looked at the Marshall Project, kind of delved into it. They looked at 3 major American cities, and they said based on police reports, except I guess people wouldn't call the police, so I don't know if this is accurate. Chicago, Austin, and Chandler, Arizona, domestic violence numbers are dropping. A similar trend has been observed in New York City.
Good, that's good to hear. You know what I think that means?
maybe it's testing. Have they not tested it?
Yeah.
I think it's because nobody's.
There's been a lot more people got hit their head on doors though. People who got hit who fell has risen
Fell on a knife.
420. Yeah. What happened? Hey, fell.
A lot of kitchen accidents,
Yeah,
but not
exactly.
domestic.
They did say the kinds of abuse.
Household accidents through the roof.
The kinds of abuse reported has become increasingly more violent.
Women who swore to God, he didn't hit me, has risen 3,000%.
This quote has gone up.
Sorry, it just seems odd.
I think it's because people aren't reporting it as much.
Here's what I think. I have another theory.
Because the guy beats you. Mm-hmm. The guy never leaves.
Oh, he can't leave the house.
So then you call the cops there, but then because usually when the women call the cops, in my experience, when I've been one of them or a friend that did it, it's because you think in that moment that you're done with him. I'm not taking this anymore. And then, of course, you're like, oh, he loves
And now
me.
you're thinking, he's got control of the Clorox wipes. I can't do anything.
No, but he can't leave the house. So the cops come and then the cops leave.
In my
That
experience,
is not a good plan at all.
And what are you going to do? You're going to put him in prison where we know, oh, that would actually be a great plan. Hey, put him in prison during coronavirus.
Yeah, because prisons seem to be just a real, just sanitary, almost like a clean
nobody's
room.
It's
getting
like,
it
almost like
there.
just a giant clean room.
Yeah, it's a clean room. Yeah, right.
And
There's
they're
no-
reporting every case.
Well, so I have another theory.
Okay.
So you think it happened definitely. I think this level of, you're watching people on TV dying, you're seeing the death rate go up 3,000. And if you're with somebody, what I got really clear this time with you is like, oh, I have like this amazing woman. It really, as we were losing so many people, I really started to realize, not that I haven't realized it before, but it really brought it home in a different way, that my relationship is amazing, that if something happened to you, my life would be pretty much over. At least for like 3 months at least.
Maybe. Give or take a couple.
But I'm just saying that I think so sometimes maybe people, I was a lot more thankful for our relationship than I was. And also knowing him and knowing how his is gone and how bad we got.
Yeah.
Dodge a boy. Wow.
But what I overhear, I mentioned this the other day, whenever I'm listening to how great your relationship is and crying in the morning, it's the fact that you guys have been together, married for almost 10 and for 14 years, but still sounds like it's got that newness. You want to talk to, you're talking to each other on the phone
All the time.
like like on the phone. Like
I asked
it's
him the other day, he didn't call for like 10 minutes. I said, are you playing hard to get? Is that what's going on?
It's like a high school sweetheart thing that's still there.
I was in high school almost, so it's perfect. The thing that I rest assured in is that if I do die before you anytime in the near future, you're 14 years older and 14 years creepier when you hit on younger girls.
I won't be doing that.
And I plan on haunting you.
Yeah, good. Good. I need that. I'd like that. Are you here? All right. What are you doing? that's good. I've literally left
Force
the house. By the way, here's how sickening our relationship is at times. And not saying we don't fight once in a while. We had a little, but our tiffs are really quick and really over most of the time. I mean, very rarely do we have
As
a
soon
big
as
fight.
I convince you I've won, then we move on.
Or I make a point, or like
Rare.
This way I made a point. She doesn't like you can't say anything about you can never say. And she talks about her special. By the way, your special looks amazing. We saw that. You'll see. You get to see the final thing tonight and okay it. She said don't say, because I think I did it once. You're just like your mother, and she's not. And by the way, if she is like her mother, she's all the best parts of her mother. So I got that.
That's the point in the special.
We had a big, huge like.
I had
fight
dated
about
a
it
guy
years ago.
that said the asshole. He said it all the time. You're crazy, just like your mother. It's such like a seriously. You guys got to get new material.
Right,
It's
exactly.
Really
it's a hacky.
passe.
It's literally the
You're a hack.
airplane food
Yes,
joke
exactly.
of relationships.
Exactly.
It's such a button to push that everybody knows that it gets
yeah.
somebody personally.
Oh,
So-
when I say it on stage, the whole audience goes,
So last night she said she made a joke that I was
2
like my
nights
dad.
ago.
That I was like my dad. 2 nights ago, I was like my
You've
dad, and I
been
just stopped and I went,
drinking.
"Hey, you don't use my father as an insult to me."
Right.
And she's like, "Well, yeah." I said, "No, you don't let me do it." And she went.
I said, all right.
Fine.
It's like you had nowhere to go. It's all right.
I'll concede.
And then I
Okay.
went in the other room and went, and then I won. If I
Yeah.
can get away within 30 seconds to roll my eyes so hard
With a
that
level
I can
10
see
eye
the
roll.
back of my ears,
And bringing
I won
Ken Titus
no matter
into
what.
it. Yes.
Or sometimes
Do you do that like a kid with mom walking in the other room? I used to do that all the time. Really? Awesome.
sometimes
I didn't know
when
that.
you make me really
We
mad.
need more Ring cameras. So I can go, come in here, watch us. Yeah.
I got this on the
See
bear
that
cam.
argument? Now you hear yourself in the room apologize, right?
The
now
nanny
you walk
cam.
into the next room and you double finger me. I don't quite
It's
understand.
how I win.
You know, if
I'm
we
glad
have
that has stopped. I'm so glad that has stopped.
It hasn't. I said it to my sister yesterday because
I'm winning at COVID. Since she found this weird
because
back portal through.
I got this MeUndies onesie.
Oh
That's
my
right,
God.
people. I'm in a onesie. So
You're to the point where she's only wearing clothes that have the shirt and pants attached.
that's, you just want one
that's
move.
how she's
that's
got.
how lazy it's
So
gotten.
this MeUndies onesie got delivered yesterday, and I yelled out from the kitchen, "I'm winning at COVID!"
I'm winning at
and
COVID.
I've started saying this is the summer of George over and over again, which is a Seinfeld reference you guys will get if you've seen it.
Yeah, you
and-
don't give a flying rat's ass anymore.
No. And I got a gold inflatable dragon for the pool. He's massive. massive. And I got the stuff to make Aunt Kathy's purple drink. I got a onesie. I mean,
it still all sounds very secret agent-y.
No.
You're a ninja costume, the
Ninja
gold,
right,
the purple secret drink.
It's almost super villainy, though. I float on a gold dragon, Mr. Bond, my gold dragon, with confetti in it.
And then she's showing her kick.
Yeah, and then she's like, right, exactly. I can also kick you in the head while sitting down, Mr. Bond.
No.
Yeah, you're more of a super
Anyway,
villain.
my sister was a little disturbed by the screaming of "I'm winning" at COVID. I guess that was weird because she didn't have context for it.
She also doesn't get jokes like we do. We have a bit going
she
that
knows
we've been
now.
going on for 10 weeks.
Yeah. Well, then she saw my apocalypse closet, and then I think she was like, "Okay."
Yeah. Oh, yeah. The garage thing? That's awesome.
Well, there's two. There's a secret one.
That's where
See?
no. So we were talking the other day, and I said, "So we're ready for whatever." And she says, "Yeah," and she started listing stuff. And she said, "Blah blah 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 blah. 2 gallons of Tito's. Blah blah blah." Well, I said, "Whoa, what?" And he goes, "I have 2 gallon jugs of Tito's."
Gallons. They sell them in gallons?
I made
guess.
my own
Ah, okay.
jugs.
Moonshining?
Did
No,
you really? You bought
I
2 big
bought
bottles, the liters, 2 liters.
No, I bought it's 1.5, I think.
Yeah.
With the handle, and then no, it doesn't matter what I did, does it? All that matters
She's using it for hand sanitizer.
is when the apocalypse comes, you will thank me.
Yeah. From all the.
So when the bomb's up, I'll just be like I did. It's pretty colors.
I also got a Brita filter. I thought about rehydration. I'm in, just in case we can Brita our pool if we have to.
That's the one thing. It's one thing we didn't go stay at the cabin because I thought, well, we have a water supply if need be, which is a pool.
And elderly people on both sides that surely we could beat up for whatever they have.
Oh, they're gonna. Well,
Our whole street
they're
is
going
pretty
down
elderly.
immediately.
Yeah.
They're just gonna get real quiet for a couple of weeks. What happened? I don't know. They haven't come out for 2 weeks. Okay, I guess we have new houses.
We'll be
New
winning.
bunkers.
Ann Arbor's women's shelter said no spike in domestic violence cases during COVID-19 pandemic.
But they weren't at work to answer calls, though. No one was
They
there.
said
Oh.
they said the reason why is because people have a fear of calling 911 because of the emptying prisons and jails, because they feel certain that the assailant would just be released because it's not a murderer or a lifer, right? They think that they would just return home. They say isolation.
They wouldn't put him in prison. They would not incarcerate him because they're letting all the prisoners out.
Isolation is also a tactic that abusers use to make the victim think that they're the most important person in the world. That guy I dated, this is interesting because he used to say to me all the time things like, he would always tell me how much no one liked me, but in a really subversive way. Like he was trying to help me. Like we would go, to a party with the baseball team, always his people. And, my effervescent charm and and I would have fun and we'd drink and we'd laugh and then we'd get in the car and he would tell me, they all make fun of you behind your back. That's all they do when we have baseball practice or things like that. Or you'll never be able to make it without me. I do everything. I handle everything, whatever. Right. So I totally get that.
Do you hear how sad that is, though?
Yeah.
Do you hear how like that's a dude? 'Cause I know how shiny you are. When we hang out, everybody, it's so funny. We'll get dinner with friends, and Ray is so funny, and I'm just like, I'm just gonna sit here by myself because you have an amazing personality. You're gorgeous. You're fun to be with. Anybody who says that about you is the smallest man in the world. That says anything bad. That's crazy. It's again, as I get older, you and taking the forum, you hear through people's bullshit.
Yeah.
You hear through it.
And also
They all make fun of you all the time.
I was
Do
like-
they
I was
all
younger,
the time?
like-
You mean the guy that followed me out to my car to tell me how great I was? That guy makes fun of me all
That
the time.
was the thing. I remember then not getting it. I was too young to get it.
Yeah.
And I really get it now. But I used to think, but he loves me. We always laugh so hard together. And I guess that's what pissed him off.
So he was just so insecure about
By the way,
himself.
I did him under the bleachers. That's the guy who doesn't like me? I'm sorry.
I did not. But he would accuse me of that. Of anybody that I talked to, you had the same thing. She always accused you of wanting to sleep with everybody.
Yep. Oh, she
Which-
would actually go out of her
The
way.
irony is they're such assholes you want to sleep with someone else.
It becomes it, It's a self-fulfilling
On
prophecy.
Lululemon bags,
more
it
than
actually says jealousy works the opposite way you want it to. And it's so true. It makes me not like you. Also, dependency on the abuser's income. So especially right now during a pandemic where things are harder to get and you need to eat, and also lack of privacy. So it's difficult to plan to escape because he's on top of you all day. Interesting. So they say, yes, it's not rising. But
So
there's a
we
reason.
won't find out really till this is really all over.
Correct.
We won't find
That's
out really.
That's what
God, I
they're
hope,
saying.
guys, if you're with somebody bad for you, please, for God's sakes, just, you got a choice. You want to be sick for 21 days, maybe cough up some lungs.
Oh my gosh,
but,
this is not the choice.
But don't stay with getting abused. That's not
This
worth it.
is the worst.
It's my choice.
Save yourself ad. Okay, here.
But you understand the rock and hard place you're between. What would you do then? Okay, you're between
now,
going
with
out
the
in
way I
world.
think now, well, I wouldn't be with that guy now.
But if in the middle of it you realize that's who he was, because you got to remember, everybody got thrown together. If we were at the beginning of the relationship and we got thrown together, and all of a sudden the nice guy that I was dating became this psycho guy that couldn't handle this lockdown and was what would you do?
Well, domestic violence shelters are still open. You can still wear a mask. You can still go there and get help. Salvation Army is all of these places are 100% still operating. In fact, Salvation Army, I know I was on a very boring advisory board meeting on Monday. They are twice as busy. My captain said this is the time that we're needed most, and so you can get help like you normally could.
So is the inside info from them that the domestic violence shelter is twice as busy? Is that what you're saying?
That in general, the social services that we provide for feeding people, for homeless, for shelter, for domestic violence, that everything is cranking up because this is a time that we're needed the most.
So I had a couple of people I talked to in the last couple of days, or inside info on this. And one of them's he was an investor in special unit and a great guy, and a brilliant guy. So I was driving home from the cabin because I'm getting the cabin stocked up just in case all hell breaks loose. Because as Billy said, we're racing. It's chaos versus the cure right now. Or that's the race going on. So I was talking to Richard, and Richard was saying that he thinks in 9 months, because all these jobs that got added. So he's been looking at it, and they're not manufacturing jobs. It's not building car Teslas.
Yeah.
The jobs that were added were waiting tables. It's all the MAGA people who actually aren't educated enough to get those other high level jobs. They got working at Disneyland, working at it was all entertainment jobs, entertainment based and service based. All those jobs that we added. Well, now those restaurants, that's going to get cut in half. He says, so this isn't going to show up because then you got the stimulus that's going through. Once that stimulus is over and through, this is what stimulus does. It goes through.
I think Donald Trump said it does this.
Yeah. Once it goes through the economy, there's going to be nothing left, and they can't keep doing it. They just can't keep doing it. So he says about 9 months from now, all hell's about to break loose. He said bad times. Or we're going to come up with a cure.
This is what I wake up to every day. Every morning, hey, babe. And I go, what horrifying news is this going to be?
He said, or they're going to come up with a cure. Because just so you know, in the middle of this conversation, I gave an upside. And maybe if we have somebody, you can hit us on the contact page, ChristopherTitus.com. Go to the contact page if you're a doctor or a virologist or somebody who's a scientist. I said, well, this isn't like 1918 because we unlocked the genome. We know what we're doing now in a sense of what things do. I saw a breakdown of each protein in the COVID virus. So I'm thinking that maybe because the technology is so much better, I don't think we're smarter as a species, but because our technology is better, we may be able to break this down faster. React to when it doesn't work during the trials, get it done faster, just to give people hope. I think we're going to come up with a vaccine faster because they're not
sure. There's a bunch of companies working. Simultaneously working on it from different angles.
But in the old days, we just threw shit at it to see what worked.
Yeah.
Now we're not. Now we go, okay, let's analyze this. Okay, what kills that part? What kills that part? What kills that part? Hey, can we put something that makes that? Because now they said they found one that slides, what they give you, it makes it so the protein can't latch onto your cells. It makes it so it can't stick.
Yeah.
And so you basically flush it out or give it to your grandma. Sorry, I always come up with the downside. It's my default. I don't mean to do it.
My grandma's getting cabin fever. She called me yesterday. Wait, how soon can I fly out there to see you? I said, not yet, Grandma. He said, yeah, maybe she could wear them. No.
If you tell her to wear a mask, clean your hands, don't touch your face.
I can't put her, an 86-year-old, on a plane? No. No.
Well, the plane air is cleaned every 3 minutes.
Yeah, it's recycled through a filter, though.
Through a HEPA filter that catches viruses.
I don't believe it.
It's so
HEPA filters suck. First of all, that's the hill I'm gonna die on. I was very aggressive about that. It's because usually, like, we have Molecule, and they've obviously gone above and beyond a HEPA filter. So I'm like, hey, HEPA filters suck.
Yeah. Yeah, you sound like one of those weird right-wing. I ain't wearing no mask.
I was triggered by a HEPA filter.
Wow,
I started wearing a HEPA filter mask on my face. To get it.
We actually bought an extra. I didn't even care what size it was for the the heater vent.
Yeah.
Because you can cut them out and you can put them inside a mask and fold them over. And
for real?
It actually filters stuff. Yeah.
If you are home and you need help, you can call 1-800-799-7233. That's the domestic violence hotline. They answer 24/7. If you can't speak, you can text "Love Is" to 22522. That way you can get help without speaking out loud. They also have an online chat.
I think that's really a bad. Love Is should not be what you text, because those kind of people check your phone. And they go, who's this Love Is guy? Who's this Love Is? They give me something really mellow to text. Give me something like, chicken is done now. It's got to be more like, it's got to be a...
Who you making dinner for?
Yeah.
No.
Oh, God.
Well,
we've been with some damaged people, haven't we? Like, you figured it out. That's what I do. Yeah, you're right. It's chicken.
Just delete the text after you send it.
Pants are good. Just something, it's got to be something totally...
who's been in your pants?
Oh, my God. Wow, it's 3 very damaged people that can figure out any nightmare. This is awesome.
Everything
Create a
I
nightmare,
did went... That's why I went so far the other way when I got out of that relationship. I went just 180 degrees the other way. I went from, looking at the ground all the time to my first purchase was a pair of red snakeskin spandex pants for the club.
No.
Did it help?
Oh yeah.
Okay, good.
She weighed like she was heroin skinny.
I was.
You're skinny now, but you were heroin skinny.
Yeah, I was.
Thank
you for that save. Currently, I'm adding on pounds during quarantine, so I appreciate you.
So I'm wrapping myself in jumpsuits
and moo-moos.
Heck yeah, baby.
Your hair is just going to be
onesie is my new favorite word.
I was in the hot tub last night with my sister.
Yep.
Having champagne. That was pretty nice. We laughed so hard, her stomach hurt when we got out.
I'm really glad that your sister came out here and that you and her are getting along so well while she's here.
We're having so much fun.
The side eye.
Why is he side-eyeing? Knock it off.
I didn't do anything.
You did. You're
No,
up
I
to
didn't.
things. You are.
I'm not up to things.
You're always up to
He's up to things.
What minute is this?
What? Let's see. It's 2 hours. We are at 2 hours.
Cut.
One more thing I want to talk about is I talked to my buddy who's on the East Coast. He said it's still a nightmare out there. New Jersey, New York, it's still bad. They actually had cases. They only had 111 deaths like a couple days ago. It went up again.
Did we tell that
my buddy Rex,
my uncle had it and my aunt and
Really?
my cousin?
No. Oh yeah, no, I didn't.
I don't know if
I don't think
told
we talked about that.
They're
very healthy though. They work out all the time.
recuperating.
Yeah, they're in the Hamptons. This is the day of white people sentences? I was in the pool with my gold dragon, riding my gold dragon.
In the hot tub with my golden
my
dragon.
uncle got it, but they were in the Hamptons, and in the Hamptons.
No. They went to the Hamptons,
and they already have a vaccine in the Hamptons. If you're white,
They get
if
tested
you're in the
every day.
Hamptons, you're white. They live in New York City. They got it. They passed it from aunt to my cousin to my uncle. My uncle runs 7 to 8 miles every day. And so they all are that healthy, actually. My aunt is this big around and takes really good care of herself. And so it took 3 weeks, though. He said he woke up in the middle of the night and thought that he was having a heart attack. That's how
How old
awful
is
it
he?
was. He is 62.
my buddy Rick said it was bad too. And he said also they're not reporting. They think so. His mother, he was telling me just now, his mother was in charge of statistics for that area of New Jersey where he is, New Brunswick, and they're actually checking on like death certificates and stuff. They're actually going back to November and December because his mom had told him back then. She said there's this weird pneumonia that's going around that is killing. They would have 30 people a month die of it, older people. She was having 30 people a day die of it. So this started in November and December. So that means that they're going back through all of those death certificates now to find out. So you can blame China all you want. But China warned us on December 31st. Looks like we had cases in November and December already here in America.
And that's what China was saying, that they were having some kind of bizarre pneumonia type thing.
Yeah. Our two things were in Kansas. Our first two cases were in Kansas. Of
the 1918. They were on the radio, because I haven't watched the news since my sister's been here because it's the summer of George. And I had CNN on, and they had someone on, one of his lackeys, and it's just such rhetoric. I just thought, even if you just as an alien arrived at this planet and someone told you to listen to this, you would hear Jake Tapper just trying to ask normal questions, and then this guy doing that spin, you know, like Trump does, where they won't answer, and Jake says, why? But you're not answering the question. Oh, I'm not going to be fooled by you people, you CNN type people, whenever I'm on here and right now. And then they start saying all these brilliantly amazing things that couldn't possibly be entirely true, but he was blaming China. And I was thinking, I thought, and they're blaming the CDC. That's the new thing. The head of the CDC thinks he's got a target on his back.
And they blame the World Health Organization. And so they've gone through China, the World Health Organization.
He's covered his bases.
And now it's the CDC's fault.
But here's what I thought.
Wait, I just want to point.
No, you interrupted me, Spark Plug.
I will back it down.
Here's what I thought was, he said China, President Xi met with President Trump, right?
Right.
And he goes, which would have been a great time to let him know that there was a pandemic coming. And I thought, my husband is a stand-up comedian. And he said in December, when he saw them hosing down the streets of China with whatever the hell that was, and these dudes were in hazmat suits, he said,
full hazmat suits.
Holy shit, this is really bad. There's something really bad coming. This disease is no joke. We need to stock up, you know. You knew, and you're a comic.
I'm a stand-up comedian.
He's supposed to be the president.
Right. And who has a bunch of other people around him that are supposed to be smart to go, hey, dude. And the thing is, they did. That's the thing, is that in November, December, they told him.
We have records.
12 times. And and it keeps coming out. And now the CDC said that they're being shut down. They can't say anything. They're not letting anybody speak. Because that's what you really need during a global pandemic. And when it's killing, we've killed 93,000 people. Yeah, I think it's a good idea to shut it down.
Yeah. I think we should go back to November and December and just find a couple clips of him saying, and January, something about it, because you were talking about it well before Donald Trump would.
Was I on the podcast? Yeah. He knew about it, though. That's the saddest part. People keep saying this, and I want to point this out. People keep saying, oh, he's going to get reelected again. How? How is he going to get reelected again? Explain it to me. I just want to know what the thinking is now.
Well, how did he get elected the first time?
He made up some emails. Because here's the thing. At the time, racists, that inner racists, white people felt like because Obama became president that we were getting to a place where they were losing their thing. There's a great quote, I've said it before, when someone gets elevated to equal with you, it feels like you lost. That's how white people have been feeling, where just certain white people were feeling about Obama getting elected. Now they're going to put Hillary in, a woman, so we're going to black guy and then a woman, and there's a lot of people that went bullshit. And I think they saw Donald Trump as, when he said make America great again, he said make it like it used to be, where white man ran shit. That's what he was saying. And I think that's what happened.
That's not how he got elected.
And the reason they could do that was because things were going so well. We had just survived 2008, the Great Recession. We had survived it. Made it through. Now General Motors and Chrysler's making cars again. Tesla's coming back. Housing market's 20% higher. People were like, "Yeah, it's getting bad again." No, it's fucking. It was fucking 4 years ago.
Yeah,
we were in deep shit.
Right.
And so what happened was they went, well, since how bad can they screw it up? It's going well. It's like, if the black guy could do it, how the hell is he gonna mess? How is Trump gonna mess it up? He's a billionaire. You're fired. He's a good guy. I like him. So I think they voted for him, thinking that being president was easy, because. Someone said to me recently, I was talking to Richard. Richard said, he goes, the classiest person we've ever had as president, Obama. So
Triggered.
Obama made it look easy.
That's not how he became president.
Okay,
Do tell.
my theory has been laid out. Let me hear hers.
Mine has evidentiary backup by the Republican-led Senate Intel Committee. Russia systematically interfered in our election with the goal of getting Donald Trump elected and harming Hillary Clinton.
But wasn't that part of
wasn't
that
statement.
both? Wasn't that part of mobilizing the racial divide and getting
My point being,
through social media?
amplifying
how are
that?
you going to beat that again if it happens again? How are you where they are physically interfering with election boxes?
Maybe
and
we're smarter.
numbers
Maybe we
and-
know that now.
I do
given
think-
COVID and given his history, he's got 3 years of chaos behind him that maybe some of the
news.
Trumpers have
It's not
turned.
chaos. You turned it on its head. Corrupt.
Right.
Deep state. We turned it on its head.
So
more
Topsy-turvy.
cases
You
is
don't
good
like
news.
that?
So I have a question then. We both have relatives. We have relative people in our families that still think the guy or back the guy hardcore for a long time. Do you think they still do to this day?
Yes. Yeah.
No.
I've read.
How can they? I know these people.
Yeah, I've read some posts. Yeah, for sure. Because right now, with the way that he has discredited news sources, you have to go look. You have to go read things. You have to go read the Senate Intel report, which you can, by the way. It's on the internet. You can go and look for yourself. People are going to do that. They're going to watch Fox News, although he's pissed off at Fox News this week. I did see he was tweeting that he's time to find a new news outlet. And I was like, do you know how weird that is that you're saying they were your pet, but now you're going to find another one that will talk about you the way you want? Does anybody conceive of how crazy that is? News is supposed to report the news. Right?
Right.
But does anyone think
But
that
Fox
it's strange
doesn't.
that Burr is under federal investigation
But Loeffler
for selling his stock, right? The whole thing where those 4 senators, including Dianne Feinstein, stole their stock. Kelly Loeffler sold like $18.5 million worth of stock, and she's married to the dude that runs the SEC. Republican and Democrat. Burr is a Republican. He led the committee, the Senate Intel Committee, that put out that report that just told the truth about what happened in the election. And now he's the one who's had his cell phone seized. He's the one that he had to step down from the Intel Committee. Anybody think that's weird?
No.
Oh my God, you sucked me in.
So
But I mean, just in the last 6 weeks, he's fired 4 IGs.
Yep.
And the last one he fired was investigating Pompeo for basically they keep saying because someone did dishes for him. No, and Trump said that this week. I love that he said that. He goes, maybe his wife wasn't home to do this. Dude, what year is this?
So you're saying maybe the
No, he sold weapons to Saudi. He actually doing in an emergency measure. He said that Saudi was under attack, so we had to sell them missiles. That wasn't true. Saudi's always getting, once in a while, Iran's always talking shit. But so they were saying that the reason that the IG was investigating Pompeo was not because of he's using staffers to get him pizza, which is fine. And by the way, if you're that overweight, can you just not could the staffers just say, no, I'm not getting you Chinese food. I'll get you some vegetables.
I can't.
So he sold illegally, invoked an emergency order to sell missiles to Saudi, and that's what the IG was going after. And so that's why they got fired. And they fired him, and they're doing it every night. So Nixon had one Friday night massacre or Saturday.
Yeah,
this guy's had every
happening.
weekend.
Every Friday
week,
night is
every Friday
yes.
night. We clear out some people every Friday. What happened? What is it? It's Friday. Okay, everyone just locks down in the White House. Like,
Yeah.
here we go.
More
Everybody ready?
often-
who's up?
Yeah, who's up?
Who's on the chopping block?
You said some shit on Tuesday. Remember that
Yeah,
shit
yeah,
you said on
That's the
Tuesday?
thing. You can't speak against him. That's what I'm saying is crazy. Neil Cavuto goes on Fox and says, don't take hydroxychloroquine. I know he said this week he's taking it every day, which the dose is weekly, but okay, he's not taking it. But don't take it. He said, especially if you're in a high-risk group, if you're older, he said you could die. I repeat, if you take hydroxychloroquine, you will die, right? And that's what pissed Trump off.
Well,
And
maybe
that's when he
finally-
said, maybe it's time to find another news outlet for myself.
So maybe him not listening to experts will benefit us at some point.
At
Finally, it will
we
benefit
can only
us.
hope that the tests about hydroxychloroquine were correct.
Right.
We can
He's
only
not
hope.
taking it.
No.
You guys know he's a
But
freak.
what's the
He
connection?
wouldn't-
So I heard this too, and I thought, if he's not taking it, how much money did he invest in the company that makes it? because
Sanofi, I know that 3 or 4 of his trusts are invested in Sanofi, but I don't think that it's a massive amount.
then why?
But they won't say.
Why
mean,
go out of his way? Why? Is it just
the
because
Kushners were involved?
Why? If he also said to inject disinfectant, so why isn't he doing that?
He's one of those. It's what you said. The second grader giving a book report on a book he didn't read. He desperately wants to be the guy that everyone's like, he invented that.
Yeah.
He's got a little bit of Dennis in him. And so if he suddenly, Dr. Burke said later that they had just briefed him right before he walked out. This was her excuse for why he said the dumbest thing that's ever been said by any human being ever to walk the planet.
The disinfectant thing.
Yes. She said we had just given him all this information and he was just processing it in front of everyone. And I thought
that's the best word to use, processing it.
Processing.
But that's what a mom
It's very
says
nice,
about her
isn't it?
fucking crazy kid in the second grade. That's what a mom got. You know what? Look.
He's
hyper.
jumping off the walls.
Yeah, he's hyper.
He's processing
and
the
he had
information.
2 bowls of Captain Crunch this morning, and so on the way, I told him that his dad was going to be back for 2 weeks, so he was processing it.
Right.
That's what someone explains a
here's what it
child's
is.
behavior.
I watch him now through the eyes of him being an 8-year-old boy. I have a nephew who's 7, and
So
he
true.
is full out and crazy. And every time Trump talks or moves or does something, I say, it's John, except he's supposed to be a grown-up man. Watch it through the eyes of him being a 7 or 8-year-old boy, and it makes total
a lot of
sense.
sense.
He just got this news, that disinfectant kills the virus. Well, what if we injected that disinfectant? Because what if he's the guy that comes up with the idea? That's all he wants.
Because nobody would ever have thought of that in a million years or the hundreds of years we've had disinfectant and bleach. Whoa. No one's thought of this. This horrible caustic chemical that makes your eyes water if you just get in a mist of it?
Yeah.
What if we injected that into people? That would kill the disease. Aha.
He's a very stable genius.
And this is the same way, so the
He
cure can't be
thinks
worse than the
he's
disease.
intelligent. He told America he's a genius. Stable.
I have the best brain.
Genius. I have the best brain. I have the best words.
Something else a 2-year-old says. A second grader
His
says.
I have
executive
the
orders where he
best
holds up
brain,
kids
right.
drawing.
I have
puts them on the fridge.
I have the best words.
So think about
what
the
metrics,
fact.
What metrics are you using for that information? The metrics?
Right
this one.
in
I'm
here.
using this metric
Right
here.
in here.
It's not a metric. What are you talking about?
Think about the fact that he had to sign the stimulus checks. He had to put his name on it.
Yeah.
He's so desperate to own it all and be responsible for anything that people might think is awesome.
And still said, I take no responsibility at all. When it's bad,
7-year-old boy.
I take no responsibility at all whatsoever.
Yeah. He's like one of those child princes, that's like thinks they want to run everything, but they don't know shit.
Yep.
And they want all the power, and they're sitting up there on a throne.
And they don't know shit. Yeah, he does.
Like
He's
Kim Jong-un.
God, be done with you. Off with his head.
well. Here's what I don't understand. So when you get into the government, you have to sign an NDA. I mean, you have to. You have to, right? So these IGs couldn't these IGs just go? Couldn't they just kind of flip it to a reporter and go, "Here's what we were investigating"?
They could, but just imagine if that was found out. I mean, even Comey
At what
giving that information, trying to get stuff out. I mean,
But at what point? At what point do you do it for country? At what point do you go? Because I get it. I'm this guy. I don't give a shit of the consequences. I'm doing the right thing. I really don't. I really don't. I don't care. I don't. Okay, this is the right thing to do. Yeah, fuck y'all. I don't. This is the right thing. Now, there's times I've been dead wrong because thinking the right thing was something very tiny. I agree. That's the old me. But the new me is like, if I knew that the crimes were being committed and I'd be like, and I got fired. They like, if you say anything, you're gone. I'm like, I don't give a shit. Here, this is what's going on. I don't know. I think people are tired. I even think his supporters are tired.
but you have to give him a good choice. My sister said yesterday that she really thought that, and my sister's conservative, that of all the candidates, Joe Biden really is the best one, But she said, but don't you think he has, after seeing our grandfather, early onset dementia?
But how can you?
And I said, I don't. I said, I do think he's old, and I wish we had, someone younger, but I like Joe Biden. I'm 1,000% going to vote for Joe Biden. But I think I told her then, I said, no, they just take these clips of him in between, he'll search for his words. I do sometimes, he maybe does it more, but he'll go, and they'll take that, stretch it out, and then play it on Fox over and over and over. I said, isn't that what you're seeing? And she said, well, yeah.
So I watched him do a speech. It was the morning after he did the bleach thing, and they had Biden from his bunker because they don't want him. He's old. They don't. If he gets COVID, it's over. And he gave the most eloquent speech about what we needed to do to stop this, and it was nonstop. He was riffing it. He wasn't reading it. Trump can't even read it. You give these Armageddon updates. I mean, I just wrote them 20 minutes earlier, and I'm reading them and performing them. If I can do it, you'd think that the guy who's going to be president of the United States could pull it off.
Yeah.
So anybody who has the balls to go, yeah, Biden's mental capacity is a little bit diminished. Really? Really?
Compared to...
compared to the guy that, really? The guy who said inject bleach? That guy?
No, to Ray's point about what's different now, are you saying that it sounds like now that we're at this point, we know all this, but the corruption has increased, or at least now it's more on display, that it's meeting it. So we're kind of at the same place, the equivalent place that we were then.
Except
we're here now, but it's just the chaos, the corruption is equal to the...
And there's except instead of emails, now we have Tara Reid, right? Isn't that her name?
Yeah, but it's not working. None of it's sticking.
If that's not sticking, we also have this new Susan Rice, Obamagate, the most corrupt administration to ever happen. He makes up a name. Go watch the clip last week of you on the Armageddon update where they keep asking him, what did Obama do? And
amazing.
Everybody knows.
Everybody knows what he did. It was one of the worst things ever been done in this country. No one in the history has ever done anything worse than this.
What? I was crying.
One of the worst things ever. What's the worst thing ever? What did he do? You damn right about what? And then at the end, the last week's Armageddon update was pretty good.
Guys, if you guys,
we were giggling like little children making that.
And I think that we're not doing anything to protect our election, especially during a pandemic.
No, Mitch McConnell stepped up and made sure we don't. He said we're not voting on any election security. He finally did, though, but it was only $25 million or something.
We're busy now. So how are we preventing Russia from doing it again now that they're better at it?
I wish that people understood. Here's what you don't get. So we have there's this disconnect in our government and with people right now. So you pay 30% of your money in taxes, right? Federal taxes. Then you pay your state, whatever. Some states don't have any. California has 13%. We pay, overall in California, we pay equivalent to 52% tax. It's crazy, but we get to live here, but it sucks. No matter what anybody thinks, I don't think that's a good thing at all. That being said, no one connects when the government spends money. No one seems to really connect that that's your fucking money.
Yeah.
That's your money.
Right.
The shit that he just gave to all his buddies, the money, that $500 billion that he just said, they go, well, who's going to be overseeing it? Me. I'll be overseeing it. We put it in the army. I'll be overseeing it. Will you, mob guy? Will you, guy who bankrupt casinos?
That he fired, yeah.
Serial bankrupter?
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
You're gonna deal with our money?
You're going to oversee $500 billion in our tax money, but no one connects.
Well, now they're sounding the alarm that the biggest return to American manufacturing as it pertains to pharmaceutical equipment, this company Flow.
Oh, the ventilators.
The ventilators and they just got a $300 million contract, and yet they have no experience with pharmaceutical.
So there was a company formed 4 days before the stimulus got approved. And they said they are the best in the world at supplying medical equipment and PPE worldwide. 4 days, they actually got their license. They got $55 million of your tax money. People don't get it.
Is it called Trump Pharmaceuticals?
No, it's something else. But there's two companies like that. I think she brought up the other one. And what happens is you forget that. Wait a minute, I busted my ass to give you a third of my income, and you're spending it on this shit?
On a brand new company?
Yeah,
it just started?
And you just give me
on a startup?
$50 million, let me start a company. Look, I'm only behind them by 4 days. Just give it to me.
And now it's not like something that's like established. They've been there, and it's got a
No.
new name.
I wonder
and
if
now
they're related to the party people, the party planning for the inaugural. That the
$100
girl
million.
was Melania's best friend.
I think that's even worse. So the tax money. So people connect it. Whenever the government
Totally
spends
sucked
something.
me in.
Oh, no, I'm just saying that the corruption. Here's the problem. We have a friend of ours was telling us a story. They were talking about the 30s and 40s, and as he was telling the story, I realized talking about Nazis and stuff and how Roosevelt dealt with World War II, and as he was going through it, I was thinking, we're doing that again. Like how World War II happened, how the Nazis rose to power. We're doing that again. Say what you will. Oh, you could have called them a Nazi. No. What happened was, there was some few guys got in. They fired the good guys, brought in more bad 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 guys. Hitler brought in more guys.
Lugenpress.
Yeah, lying press, fake news. Made everybody
make Germany great again.
Not believe anything. Make Germany great again,
Which was a way of saying
people always think that
anti-immigration.
The Nazis just one day rounded up Jews and put them away. That's not what happened. It took 10 years.
Death by 1,000 cuts.
Yes, and that's what we're doing right now, and no one's getting it. That's your tax money, people. And I pay taxes, and I'm pissed. I'm like, wait, I don't want to spend money on that, and yet we keep sending it. And then they had the balls. The only thing we pay taxes for is for federal taxes, national emergencies, some social programs, and wars. That's what we pay federal tax. So our government is willing and ready to protect us. This motherfucker gets up there and goes, sorry, we're not a delivery service. We don't handle it. You guys handle your own. Handle your own PPE, handle your own ventilators. But that's...
you're supposed to. That's what you're there for.
God, I so wish we could just go, okay, tell you what we're going to do. We're going to send you guys 5% taxes now. We're the 25% because you said we had to take care of it. We're going to need it now to handle business. Sorry. We're going to send you 5% instead of 36%.
By the way.
Yeah.
When by the way hits, I know
right now, if you are at home and you're bored, you can enter a contest by Nestle Toll House. Anyone who remixes the original chocolate chip cookie, if you send the most original recipe to you have to go to verybestbaking.com. You'll receive a baker's package. That's if you win. You'll receive the baker's package and a lifetime supply of chocolate chips. So,
yay.
I'm glad you brought
Good
up a
news.
cookie thing. We
come
needed
up
that.
with a cookie recipe.
You are like the Wall-E of this podcast.
Go to @Nestle Toll House on Instagram. It has that's where I saw it. You'll see all of the rules and details, what you have to do. You can enter this contest and win. You know how awesome a year's supply of chocolate chips would be? Except a year's supply of chocolate chips for us would be like a bag. We don't eat very many chocolate chips.
I have a question.
But we should.
If you're going to do a chocolate
during
chip
the summer of
By the
George.
way, thanks for switching this because I always thought chocolate chip cookies, there's probably a cayenne pepper edition with the sweetness that you could make almost like a hot cookie. Is
All
that
right,
possible?
hold on. Of course it's possible, but let's see. Cayenne pepper
Chocolate chip cookies.
chocolate chip.
This week on Titus Recipes.
It comes up right away.
Oh, someone's already done it.
Of course, Mexican. I was thinking like a Mexican hot chocolate. Mexican chocolate chip cookies, spicy Mexican hot chocolate cookies, sweet and spicy
She
chocolate.
sounds-
The
There are a
thieves,
million.
criminals, rapists make amazing chocolate chip cookies. Have you tried one of these hot ones? Oh my God.
They're not sending their best, but they're sending their cookies.
Best cookies, yeah. They don't sending us our best, except our cookies. They're really good.
By the way, I got my sister hooked on Harry's. I had told her about Harry's, and I sent Harry's to.
Is this podcast brought to you by?
It is.
Oh, the good.
To her whatever before, and I don't think it got used. And I told her, I said, we actually send these out as gifts because
They're awesome.
The
Yeah.
best.
5
So I was in
blades.
my
Yeah.
kitchen
5
2
blades
days ago
German
going,
factory.
it's the best razor that there is. And also you need a onesie. But she started using it. She started using another one of ours that we'll talk about next week as well. But
Can I say something about
Yeah.
it today? Okay, so today I had let this grow. It was getting a little bit you. I was
Uh-huh.
getting a little you. It's
Your
best,
Highlander and up.
best
Uh-huh.
towards you I can get.
Okay.
Which is and it was you do that in
you
3
took
days.
it off.
You said to.
No, I said no, keep it. I just noticed that.
So I grabbed my Harry's razor that had been in my bag. I hadn't put a new blade on it. And it'd been sitting there for what? I haven't used that bag in 8 weeks. We've been on the road.
Travel bag, yeah.
Travel bag. It's just sitting there. And Phil.
Did didn't steal mine today?
No, I did not use yours today. I was going to use the one in the shower, and then I realized your legs are so sensitive that every time I do use it.
Do you know how I know he uses my stuff?
Because she comes
That's
out of the shower
amazing.
bleeding. She's like, "What did you do?
Also-
I look like the last scene in The Shining."
Also, you put my things back on your shelf in the shower. You're the worst criminal ever. My face
Oh,
wash,
that's funny.
my face scrub, everything was on your shelf yesterday.
No, it wasn't.
You fill in the Tito's
not.
tacos, Tito's with water.
I did not.
Yeah.
I did not do anything I shouldn't have done.
See how great of a criminal he is?
The ticks.
I
whatever.
stutter if I lie, don't I? Have
Yes.
you noticed that?
Yes.
I go, well, and what?
Yeah, we both suck at lying. I think that was
was
good, which is good. I'm
terrible.
proud of that. Yes, always. I'm always proud
We
of
should
it.
practice. We should get better at that. Anyway, so I just want to say, after this week of being with my sister, shave with the grain on the sides of your
does that mean?
crotch. Don't shave against the grain.
She went the other way. Oh no.
Before I gave her this razor, and I said, you need to use a Harry's razor because it's the sharpest, and go with it.
Yeah.
Don't fight it.
Don't fight it because
She said, that's not what you're supposed
because
to
you're
do.
gonna end up as medical photos. You end up. You don't want to. You don't want
Somebody's
to be.
going to Google that.
No one wants to be a crotch cautionary tale.
All you have to do, this is what my sister did, to claim the special trial offer. Listeners can redeem the trial set at harrys.com/Titus. You get the weighted ergonomic handle. Helps you hold on to it better. 5-blade razor with lubricating strip and trimmer blade. Rich lathering shave gel with aloe, which I love. And if you do go against the grain, it helps to soften the blow. And the travel blade cover, because someday we're going to travel again. Go to harrys.com/Titus to start shaving better today.
Harry's Face of the Day, best razors I've ever used. I'm not kidding.
This is honestly, Harry's is like, the product has become like family to us.
Here's the thing. It's the one. It's so many things in life. So I sent a friend of mine to go see Prince one time, and I'd seen Prince maybe 6 times, and every time it was awesome. The one time I sent this buddy who wasn't even a fan, I begged him to go. He bought tickets.
Yeah.
Prince did 45 minutes, then lectured the audience and walked off. He was pissed, and he said the worst concert I've ever seen. And I like, God. You'd think, but Harry's, whenever I go use Harry's, I've never had one person go. They're like, why didn't you tell me about this? Do you listen to the podcast? Liar, who said he listened to the podcast?
Uh-huh. Yeah.
I know.
Yeah,
I know. I listen all the time.
Do you? Do you really? What razors
people
do you
will
use?
say,
That's a good
Dennis-
answer, by the way.
Dennis will say that in line after shows when we used to do shows, and
I've seen you guys so many times.
and I listen
to podcast. By the way, podcast is one of my favorite things. I never miss an episode. Oh, did you hear the one about?
I'll say, well, what do you think about Ken?
Yeah, Ken. I've listened. Ken. Oh yeah, the guy Stacey Keach was great as your dad.
No. I mean Ken.
What?
Yeah. On the podcast.
Fetus. I know it was Fetus. Oh
no,
no,
that was
it's Jeff.
a year and a half ago.
Jeff.
Oh, that was like 5 years.
Stuntman Tommy, right?
Yeah, no, that was 8 years ago.
Oh, it's 8 years ago. Oh, I don't listen to your podcast. I have to go now. Bill Burr's my favorite comedian.
That's why
I'm in the wrong line.
I can't tell you how often that happens where someone will declare something like, I always listen to you guys, and then I'll
have any idea.
ask an
Right.
easy question, not even a hard question, and they'll
yeah.
go, well, I haven't listened in 3 years. Then why'd you lie?
Wow.
You liar.
Anyway, when we like products, they're awesome. And you can get bundles at Harry's right now for really cheap.
And I would love to hear Prince lecture.
I guess what
That
happened
would
was he
be-
got mad. The audience, it was
You're all
45
beautiful.
minutes in. It was 45 minutes in, and he was just kind of like, man, this show ain't going like I wanted to go. And that has nothing to do with me. Walked off.
Dearly beloved,
And
you
we-
guys are terrible.
Dilly Bevan, which you guys are not. We are here today to get to this thing called life, but I ain't going to get to this show. 1, 2, 3. Good night.
Wait, hold
What
on.
just happened? That wasn't what I thought it was going to be at all.
We're going to lecture like it's.
We have a new Prince poster,
yeah,
by the
that
way.
was great.
We got a new Prince
So
poster.
when we bought our house, Lash Guy Greg, who is now officially in real estate, it's an end of an era. No more Lash Guy Greg. There is now real estate agent Greg. And our other agent bought us this original piece of art that's amazing, and it's actually that.
Yeah, oh, that's awesome.
That this woman you have to see it, but she recreates it and paints over it, and it's really cool. But that was the picture that she was doing, and we were so excited. It's the best gift I think we both think we've ever gotten, and I sent my sister a picture, and she didn't. People don't know.
So
who
here's
it
the thing
is.
about Prince. So Prince, his mugshot is a. I'm just going to explain before you explain what she said.
And the painting is this big.
So
I mean,
she basically
it's-
took the picture, decoupaged over, did art over the top of it, and it's really cool. And we framed it beautifully, because to me, Prince was the most talented virtuoso musician, and I think we've seen in 100
we're
years.
inspired by him.
Yeah, inspired by him, and but have his picture when he was a rebel,
Yeah.
got arrested.
What did he get arrested for?
Stealing
Just being too
a
sexy.
bullhorn.
Stealing a bullhorn. Yeah, I'm arrested for being too sexy. I've written 4 songs about being too sexy since I got arrested.
He wasn't a bad guy. That was when he was a kid. But clearly, if you show this
He was on tour with Rick
painting
James.
this big and you send it to someone who's not a Prince fan and they don't even know that that's Prince,
Oh, yeah.
it's just a black dude that got arrested with really bad hair. And I sent it to her like, look at the gift we just got. And she thinks I'm complaining. And she's like, oh my
No.
gosh. Yeah, she was like, how are you going to hide that? And I was like, what? So she went in a couple days ago and she saw it. It's now framed in a red, his
Yeah.
idea, gilt kind of frame. It's
Yeah.
even bigger. And she goes, wow, you hung it up.
Oh, boy. That's a good
You really did it.
That's such a good litmus test. There's just some things you need to know.
You have to know.
You need to know who Prince was. You need to know Beatles songs. You need to know
Right, comics.
That's
you need
Led
to know who
Zeppelin.
George Carlin
You need to know
was.
George. You need to know Richard Pryor.
If you don't, and Mark Twain, so a couple of Mark Twain quotes. If you don't,
you don't know the human experience.
Yeah,
You're
yeah,
not
right,
fully
right.
formed.
or you think you're inventing shit that's been invented.
Exactly.
That's the
Yeah,
other problem. Is
yeah.
that like I said some cool shit? No, you didn't
Or
say that.
people are like,
Socrates said that.
I love
Who's Socrates?
Prince.
Soccer.
He's that Greek guy.
Football?
We don't play soccer.
Oh, you mean Socrates.
Plato.
Shout out to Bill and Ted.
It's the people who say, did they say that in that movie?
Yes, they
I
did.
haven't seen it.
Yo, Socrates, what's up?
If they say, oh, I love Prince, like Dennis, oh, I'm biggest fan. Oh, I'm like, what's your favorite song? Little Red Corvette. Really? Are you really a Prince fan? You liar. You just
Even if
have
that
the
is,
greatest hits.
you gotta. You would
So-
say
It's not. There's no way if you're a Prince fan that
can I
would
say,
ever be.
Can I say this? So there's a geek level that you get to that people like the normal thing. It offends you, and I think that's a little too much. I have the same problem. What's your favorite Prince song? Oh, the Purple Rain album is the best thing I ever did.
Right?
No, that's not. Which is most commercial success, but actually artistically, it really wasn't the best thing he's ever done. Have you ever heard the new Power Soul album or some of the stuff that he did early on? And I have to go
you
now.
okay?
No, I know. Good to see that you get geeked out. Like I know what you mean.
That's what I say. I go, well, what's
I
another
react that
one?
way.
Purple Rain. Okay, well, we're done here.
Yeah.
We're done here.
But the disrespect is so weird to give someone who just likes the good songs. I get it.
No.
but you do make a judgment on how smart they are. I
Fake
get
news.
it. Well, like people that come up to me that'll quote like jokes that I forgot. Like there'll be people online they'll go and they'll be like and they'll crack off a line that I don't even remember.
So you don't know they're doing you
and I'll
to
be
you.
like, wait, and they'll go, yeah, you did that in your third special. I just want to embrace those people and go, thank you so much for like being so far in. You remembered a joke that I forgot. Yeah. So I get it, but I find it weird that some of us are so geeky. Star Wars geeks are the same way. Star Wars. What's your favorite Star Wars movie? Oh, I like them all. Do you? Do you really like them all? Which ones do you not like? Oh, they're all okay. No, they're not.
No.
If you don't like the prequels, we're done here.
It's Empire, or you're out.
But it's the same thing with Prince. It's the same way.
We have a Prince party every year. I would say we may be on the far end of the spectrum.
We did
Okay.
not have a Prince party this year.
We
We're gonna have
will. I'm holding out hope.
with the lights we're putting in for the shows we're
Someday.
producing.
By the way, Josh Wolf, this Saturday, I don't know when this will be up, but hopefully it'll be up.
People, here's the thing.
Saturday 23rd, 7
combi-
p.m. Pacific, 10 p.m. Eastern. Figure out the times in between. It's all one show. It's live. You don't need to print your tickets out. You don't need to download an app. You don't need to drive into town. If you have crappy internet, this is not the show for you. If you do, it's only $10 for your entire quarantine crew.
Okay, so
Go to
guys,
joshwolf.eventbrite.com.
Guys, so during this COVID thing, we know we're all screwed. Guess what's not going to be opening up? Comedy clubs for a while. If they do open up, they're going to be half full, and that's going to be weird. Try to watch comedy in a half full room or a full room. You tell me the difference. So what we're doing is we're putting on live shows, and we're going to do music too here from the Combustion Studios. We have a sound stage. We decided to use it. We're going to bring in a couple of big artists. We have Josh Wolf this weekend on Saturday. It's $10. Grab some drinks. You don't want to get sick, right? Grab some drinks, grab your crew, even if you want some people to come over and social distance and watch comedy. We're going to be filming it, 3 cameras. It's going to look like a comedy special, but it's going to be a live thing. We actually put a monitor up yesterday. I had to build a fucking wall.
He's going to have Zoom.
Yes.
He's going to have people,
You're coming
right?
here, and there's like, it's Home
Tits.
Depot.
He's going to have people on the screen that are zooming in.
So we're figuring that out today. We're going to he's going to have 10 people on the Zoom screen, and then we have a few people in the audience that would laugh, that would be mic'd for laughter. So you're going to be watching a comedy special. And Josh Wolf, just so you guys know, Josh Wolf is really funny. The show, he's labeled it Weird Times, because we're living in weird times. So Josh Wolf.
This is us bringing entertainment to you during a time where you can't really get great entertainment. Also, helping out performers who can't travel, who are afraid to travel. It's not, I mean, why would they not be? It's not safe, especially for an 86-year-old grandma. Also helping these performers out. So it's $10 for your whole crew. We have had some people donate tickets again. So if you cannot afford a ticket, hit us up at tituscwi@gmail.com or go to his website and hit us up.
But let's be clear, going out to a comedy club,
Yep.
$25 tickets, 20 to 25. That's $40 right there for just a couple. $9 drinks. You have to buy 2.
Your tickets are more than that.
Yeah, my tickets are like 50, yeah. But you have to buy 2. You have to buy 2, 35 to 50, depending on the club. Then you have to buy 2 drinks.
Yep.
So those are between $8 and $9 a piece. So right now you're $80 to $100 in.
Babysitter.
Oh my God, babysitter,
Parking.
babysitter, Uber, or parking. So you're $130, $140 into a night out.
Nice outfit.
For $10, you can see
Onesie.
a national traveling comedian who's got a million followers on Twitter, who's really funny for $10. Can't beat it.
And what I love about it, as someone that loves live performance, is that you get to see these performers, because we have some other really cool people lining up. You get to see them in a different situation. So it's not going to be the same boring, Josh is going to be performing here with a audience of 10 who are all in masks with a straw underneath their mask.
Drinking
We're lessening the size of the wine bottles this time. We're going to do splits.
We did have some indulgers. I will call them overindulgers.
Yeah.
Thought I heard that.
How
I
do
thought
you
I
have
heard.
a heckler with an audience of 7?
I mean,
That's what I said. I was like, "Are you actually
1 in 7?
We're in the weirdest situation in the world, and you're heckling."
So it's fun to watch how those performers are in the moment. You get to see them in a different situation, so it's cool.
So we did our show a couple weeks ago, and I was talking to Rick today, Rick Vale on the East Coast, and he goes, I donated $50 to it because I really want to help you guys out and make sure that you guys because you're helping us keep going and keep the podcast going too. And he goes, he goes, that first 10 minutes was rough. He goes, it was like watching you at an open mic when you were 20. And I was like, that's what it felt like. It felt exactly like
it's
that.
a whole new thing.
7 people in the audience,
Yep.
didn't know what I was doing, hadn't been on stage enough. It felt exactly. And he goes, then about 40 minutes, you really found your groove. Really? So almost an hour.
So about 40 minutes.
40 minutes
This is the guy
Dennis.
who likes me. So at 40 minutes, you crossed the line from horrible open micer to actually talented performers. Good job.
That's the shit that Dennis says to us on the road all the time.
just no filter. Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh no, Dennis is an expert on all things.
On all things.
But especially performance when he's talking to us after shows.
There's nothing Karen too. Everyone is calling anybody who yells, any woman who gets in public and becomes a bitch is a Karen now. And people keep thinking they invented that.
Dane
Cook invented that.
Yeah.
Everybody
Every group of girls has a Karen.
has a Karen, and Karen's a douchebag.
Yeah.
And
And
when
if
Karen
you
leaves,
don't-
you talk about Karen.
And if you don't have a Karen, you are the Karen.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
he does that whole bit.
Isn't there also a Karen, like a haircut? Like that's a Karen
I don't
or
know.
something? It's like a
Well, it's become like a negative thing. I feel bad
Yeah.
for all the Karens out there. But Dennis has got to be the guy part of it.
We should mention
Oh, yeah.
where to get tickets. So for Josh Wolf, you can
did.
just go to Eventbrite. Oh, did you mention that? I didn't hear.
She did.
You can search
both
Josh
ignore
Wolf.
me.
No, I listen.
joshwolf.eventbrite.com. Or you can click through on ChristopherTitus.com. We made it that easy for
Yep.
you. And are you going to put the linky
We'll
link?
put the link,
right
the
down
linkity
there?
link.
And guys, we're producing the show. So you're actually helping the Combustion Lounge. You're helping the podcast. You're helping all of us. And we want to make sure that you guys, here's what we don't want. We're making it so safe here. We're fumigating the building on Saturday morning. Everybody who's going to be here is totally protected. I want you guys protected. I don't want to lose you guys because when this is over, I intend to tour again, and so does Ray with her second special. Her first special will be coming up pretty quick, by the way. So be home, be safe, don't be stupid, and if you're out in public, wear a mask for God's sakes. There was some dude,
But
Over
his
your
point-
nose.
Oh, yeah,
his
yeah.
point
These-
being-
It's not a necklace.
It's
It's not.
right.
It's
In
not.
not a
driving
beard.
that sales pitch home, go buy tickets. It helps us out
Yeah, go buy tickets.
survive in this new normal and to keep the Highlander.
And instead of you guys spending $130,
and
you're
toilet
spending
paper.
$10. Yeah, Highlander and paper towels. We've helped him.
We need to. People can't find them.
Help me.
Except for me.
Help them, help me.
Because I'm wearing
It's not fair. So sometimes I'm like wondering why you can't sleep. Well, she screwed up her sleep pattern so bad because
yeah.
she's staying up in the middle of the night because especially the beginning of this when it goes crazy. She found out times when companies were letting stuff on and restocking.
Right.
So she
So
was
you're
like,
zeroed in on
she was
that
like,
hour. Yeah.
Dude, I'm like asleep and all of a sudden I hear man, her alarm goes off and then she click 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 click. I'm like, what the fuck? It's 3 o'clock in the
So now
morning.
your peak
What
energy
do you-
hour
what do
has
you-
to be it.
Yeah, what? I know. So she
when toilet paper is
Yeah,
released.
yeah.
so she screwed her sleep pattern up so bad. There is no sleep pattern. She's
Lysol wipes. I just mailed some to Grandma. Grandma got some in the mail because she told
Nice.
me she was using Cottonelle wipes. I was like, Grandma, it
Those-
doesn't kill virus. It
those are just
kills
comfortable.
Poop.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
doesn't even
can't.
kill poop. It just cleans poop.
Which is like a slow death. By the way, if you guys are really good at this social isolation stuff, NASA right now has announced it is seeking. I'm just going to throw this out there. We don't have to because we've gone long. NASA is seeking a team of social isolation experts to spend 8 months locked in a Russian lab. They want you to help them collect data for future missions to the moon and Mars.
This is the beginning of every horror movie
Yes.
in the last 10 years.
If you get selected, you will spend the
Every
time in
space
a
horror
closed facility with, quote, environmental aspects similar to those astronauts are expected to experience on Mars.
How much are they paying you?
Well, I don't know.
NASA
Well,
bucks.
You have to be
or
between
something.
30 and 55.
They're
You get
paying
patches.
you,
You get
like a
patches.
Star Trek shirt. You got to go to a
Space
convention.
Force. You're gonna go to Space Force.
That's funny because in the whole article, they don't mention that you would be
Paid.
compensated,
Right,
but
right.
you get to spend time in a Russian lab for 8 months, locked in a
We
small
are. That's
space.
where we live right now. We're all in a Russian lab.
So they're actually planning. We're going to go to Mars. I think that's awesome. I don't know how that's going to work out, but we're going to Mars. I think I'm going to start doing research
We
on
are
that.
specifically.
I wouldn't mind. I open the first comedy club on Mars. Be awesome.
Trump gets reelected.
Hey, how's
We'll
everybody
all go.
doing? Welcome.
Right now, I'd just like to pull off a Josh Wolf comedy show.
Yeah.
Go buy tickets. $10. Or hit us up if you can't afford a ticket on ChristopherTitus.com.
If you really can't afford a ticket.
Yeah.
The $10.
Don't be cheesy.
By the way, $10 to see Josh Wolf. But we're trying to. So
Yeah,
here's
Josh's tickets are way
what
better.
we're trying to do though is everybody we bring in, we're going to keep it that way and through this till this is over. Everybody lost their jobs. We have to, we're going to keep it so the performer can make some money and then everybody else can sit home and enjoy themselves and not get their ass handed to them financially. That's
And
what
if
we
it
want to do.
works, we're going to continue to bring you really cool, not just comedy.
Combustion comedy.
But it's Combustion Live because it's not just comedy.
True.
So it's sort of like getting to see these really elite artists in an underground club, you know, in a
Not
way that
yelling
you're not going to see them any other way.
Not yelling into their computer.
Not yelling.
No,
into
we have
their
a
computer.
we have lights. I just invested in sound and lights so you guys could have it. I just didn't want it to be bad. I didn't want it. I didn't you know. And he's a sound engineer.
The audio
so.
issues are fixed. And answer to
So
your question.
here's the thing, guys. If you're gonna get a ticket to the show, please find the best device to watch it on. We had a few people complain about sound. Most people said sound was awesome while I was watching
Yeah.
it. So we didn't want anybody to be watching the show yelling into the computer or sitting in their kitchen. We wanted to give people a real show. So every night they you know, and then we do it worldwide. We'll make an announcement next week. There's a couple of possible big things coming up for it. But Combustion Live, come watch it. You're seeing a live show. It's not taped. It's going on as you're watching it.
So it's just like going to the show. You get to see the heckler or all
Who heckles? 7 people.
or you know, someone tank for the first 40 minutes, you know. Who would say that? That's awful.
Someone who likes me. It's actually a friend of
know.
mine. He's like, yeah, man,
thought you
you
were
really hit
great.
your stride about 40 minutes in.
I could tell that you were a little, but that's the kind of the cool thing you're going to see. Like you were not
Adjusting
sure
to the new thing.
and
Yeah.
everyone will be.
I was the first guy to do it. I walked.
Yeah, you
out,
were the guinea pig.
I take one giant step for man.
That was
another
Mars.
giant leap for mankind. How you guys doing? Welcome to the show. Holy shit.
Yeah, I thought as a comedian, holy shit, this is not. It's tough, right?
Well, there was a groove I got at one point, and where I thought the stories became stories again, and I wasn't worried about. I realized, I'm already failing. Let's just.
I have nothing more to
Wait,
lose.
really?
Exactly. I can't get worse than this. But it came out good. We had a lot of really great response to it, and and people felt better about being locked down.
And you know, again, if you have slow speed, you don't have high bandwidth. If you're on dial-up, if you have to drive into town to do something, not the show for you.
But if you have normal internet, it'll be awesome.
It's fine on normal, yeah.
Because
it's
YouTube's
fine.
the most stable platform.
It's on YouTube. If you can watch videos on YouTube, you're fine.
You're good.
And also, if you're watching, double check your settings, your stream settings. There's a little icon on the video. You can up it to 1080. YouTube
right?
is probably defaulting to a lower sample rate. So just check that. You can raise it up.
Okay, so we'll
Yeah.
see you better.
And Fetus will be here to answer any questions.
Fetus
that
will
you
be
have
here
in the moment.
online.
He will be our tech customer service.
Writing snarky
live.
things to people that can't figure out their computer. He told somebody. So he's usually good. Usually Fetus fix your problem. But someone was like, I missed it. I missed it. He goes, yeah, that's what happens when you miss a show, a live show.
A live show.
That's how it goes.
It's what it was. What do I do if I miss a show? The same thing you would do if you missed a show.
It's in the
Trained
name.
him well. We trained that youngster
He
well.
always tells me that it's your fault. I've been like this.
So, guys, thank you for watching and listening to the Titus podcast. We, in the Armageddon update, we are going to continue on and stay safe during this time. Listen, everybody's opening up, and they're doing it with no medical validity. They're doing it with no reason to open up, and this ain't over yet. So if you go out, please be careful. I find the smartest people I know have the balls to wear a mask. Anybody who says, I ain't going to look like a dork. Some guy said, I'd rather die than look like a dork.
Yeah,
Well,
well,
congratulations,
yeah.
because you're gonna.
Even my dad is wearing a mask. Just wear a mask. You would rather look
Just be
dumb for a
safe.
while than dead. Get a cool mask.
And they said the number one thing you can do is wash your hands. They're also saying the surfacing, they're finding it can be, but it's not being as contagious on surfaces as they thought originally. But if you touch your face, it will be
Right.
wash your hands, wash your hands, wash your hands. Be safe. We want you guys around. We're back on the road, and Ray's working on her second special. I'll be working on my 9th, and then I'm already writing my 10th. Yeah. One more thing. I had this idea. I was talking to Zach about it. I'm writing one more episode of the Titus Show. It may take me a couple weeks. Would you guys let us know this on Titus, ChristopherTitus.com? Go to the contact page. Would you guys be willing to watch, if I can get the cast together, to either do a table read, or, this is my crazy idea, because we couldn't do it live, shoot it here, edit it, put it together, and do the last episode of Titus.
That'd be amazing.
If you guys think, and I'll deal with the lawsuits from everybody else. For myself, the lovely Bombshell Ray, and the Highlander. Thanks for watching. Later.
Peace out.
There can be only one.
They might have listened
What?
instead of watched. But also, if you have a lawsuit, you won't be the one dealing with it. It'll be me because I get all those crappy jobs.
Oh, good. So we're definitely doing it.
No,
Right.
that's not what I wanted to achieve.
All right. Here you go.
Good luck.